He's been advising Trump for more than 3 decades. He lobbied for him in the 1990s. He was campaign manager of his aborted 2000 presidential run. Stone was one of the people who strongly urged the president to run for office this time, and he served on the campaign during its critical early months. Trump has fired Stone more than once, maybe a bunch of times, called him a stone-cold loser, but their relationship has always recovered. If anyone can truly claim to understand the president, I think it would be Roger Stone. So he joins us tonight to explain. Roger, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Tucker.
So what is this fundamentally about? It appears to be, from an outsider's perspective, it appears to be a debate about who can take credit for the unexpected win in 2016. Steve Bannon has taken a lot of credit for that publicly and privately. The president, of course, believes he did it. To what extent did Bannon contribute to the victory?
Well, I wanted to give Steve Bannon the benefit of the doubt, particularly given the reputation of Michael Wolff for fabrication. But now that all the facts appear to be in, and the fact that these comments were made while Steve Bannon was working for the president in the White House, it's a stunning act of betrayal, and it's also a complete misunderstanding of Donald Trump. In Donald Trump's world, in Trump world, there is no Karl Rove. There never has been, and there never will be. Donald Trump is very much his own man. He is his own strategist. He is his own phrase maker. He is his own speechwriter. Sometimes he's his own press secretary. He may be the greatest single salesman in American history. And the president's agenda on which he was elected, I should say his platform, was determined long before Steve Bannon joined the campaign, and was determined by one man, Donald Trump. He's a phenomena. He's a force of nature, but he cannot be handled or managed. He's not a puppet, and he never will be.
So Bannon argues that he put Trump's impulses within a framework that allowed him to win. I know Bannon from another life when we ran rival publications. I can't assess his skill as a political strategist or advisor. Is he a political genius in campaigns or no?
No, I would actually argue that it's Donald Trump who's the political genius. Here is somebody who overcame enormous odds, massively outspent, with the opposition of the mainstream media, and scores one of the great upset come-from-behind victories in American political history. Now, the Trump platform was well settled on long before Steve Bannon joined the campaign. And it appears that Stephen Miller helped the president articulate it. But
yeah, he did.
The agenda is Trump. The drive to win is Trump. The populist campaign is all Donald Trump. Just taking the title of chief strategist is a misnomer at best.
So the idea was
is his.
But the idea was that after the campaign, Bannon was kind of the living conscience of the White House, the reminder of what the campaign was about, and a leader of this movement, this conservative movement. Why have so few conservatives publicly defended Steve Bannon in the last 24 hours? He's being attacked. Matt Drudge, Rush Limbaugh, both attacked him today. Why is that?
Well, first of all, the movement is bigger than any one person. I asked 6 people on the way into the Fox studio here who Steve Bannon is, and none of them knew. Every single one of them knew who Donald Trump was, and every one of them knew about his efforts to make America great again. But then you get to the specifics. No, Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with a woman Russian lawyer was not treasonous. It was not illegal. It wasn't improper. Steve is neither a lawyer nor an experienced political strategist. That meeting is a nothing burger. And it looks more and more like a setup to me, given the fact that the Russian woman lawyer was in the country illegally at the sufferance of the Obama administration. So I don't really understand what would motivate Steve to say these things when it's the president who's given him the opportunity for high public service, when it's the president who's given him a White House office. You could chalk this up to anger. Well, but you could chalk it up to anger over being fired if he'd made these comments after he was terminated. But based on my research, he said these things while he was on the Trump payroll.
It sounds that way. So finally, why the legal threats? I mean, I don't think anyone believes the president's going to sue Steve Bannon for violating an NDA or the author of this book. Doesn't this just call attention to the book, help sell books, redound to the benefit of the author of the book? Why would you instruct your lawyers to do something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the efficacy of that. I do know this, that the Trump constituency, the Trump base, will stick with Donald Trump as long as he keeps faith with them on his agenda. The biggest tax cut in American history, a solid conservative on the U.S. Supreme Court, cutting regulations at all levels.
Right.
That's the Trump agenda.
I got to say, the phrase "I'm not sure about the efficacy of that" is my new favorite phrase. Roger, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming on tonight.